Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. We have seen a bit of a decline now from the local high, which is fine. We are watching for a pullback. I'd like to see a pullback. Yeah, it's a little bit overstretched to the upside already. We are tracking obviously still this wave 4 triangle here. Talked about that in recent days, in recent weeks. And this pullback now, which might start right now, and we're still holding in the trend channel that we talked about yesterday. This pullback could be wave E of the triangle. All right, so we're tracking this triangle. We have been tracking this triangle. The condition was that the price would not break above the $190 level, 190, at least not sustain above it, until we get an E wave pullback. There is not really a rule how low an E wave should go, but an E wave should not break below the C wave low, which was down here around $121. But I've added standard support for such a corrective pullback. And if the E wave starts from here, and even if it's just a shallow E wave, it could set the stage for the fifth wave rally to the upside. So that means while we could still see a few more upside extensions in this D wave, an E wave pullback is basically, due. And I've already shown you in yesterday's video this sort of trend channel here. I mean, on the 4-hour chart, it might not be drawn perfectly, but there's a bit of a trend line here, and any break of the trend line, and we might be breaking it right now, could set the stage for an E wave decline in wave 4. I only need really that trend line, not the channel. Could set the stage for an E wave decline into the support region between $132.50 and $157.50. So selling pressure is increasing. This is expected. This was expected. And again, the D wave could still extend a little further, but ultimately the risk is rather on the downside in my view. But if a pullback occurs now, as long as we're holding $132.50, we want to see, as long as we hold 132.50, I call that the E wave of a triangle. How does such a triangle really look in theory? I have to say, this pattern so far really fulfills all the requirements for an Elliott wave triangle perfectly. It just needs that last leg down. Let's take a look at Discord. So on Discord, for our silver and gold members, we've got a pattern library. All these patterns I explained as well, triangles and so on. This is an Elliott wave triangle in theory. That's how it looks. There are different variants of these triangles, but this is the theoretical Elliott wave triangle. We have an initial top, which was on the Solana chart. Obviously here the top in March. Then an A wave down, a B wave up, all in corrective patterns. 3 waves down, 3 waves up, lower high. This can be a higher high, this B wave. There is a variation of these triangles, which is called a running triangle, where due to bullishness in the market, the B wave overshoots, but didn't happen here. I don't think so. No, I don't think it happened. Then the C wave down, which was a higher low. I think it was the July low. Then the D wave up, we expected that. It happened. Yeah, it stretched a little higher than the ideal extension range, but not in any way unlikely or overstretched or invalidated, because a D wave must not go above the B wave high. They can go just at $1 or $2 maybe, like minor. It doesn't. But as long as the D wave doesn't noticeably go above B, that's fine. And then an E wave low, which would be a higher low, must hold above the C wave low. That's what we're watching now. And triangles can be wave 4s. Triangles can even be B waves, for example. And a triangle would usually explode, would usually break out to the opposite side of the E wave. So what we're watching now actually is this ABC pattern to the downside in wave E. And if we go back to the Solana chart here, this might be starting right now. I mean, we're breaking the trend line at least, and looking at the pattern, A, B, C is what I'm going to track here. Let me just change the color. This is what I'm going to track also on the short-term charts, but for now, the bigger picture should give us everything we need. Because literally, it's just important to understand the pattern to the upside is full, and the trend line is there meant as an initial signal that we're starting a pullback, and the A wave can be a 5-wave move or a 3-wave move. Then we're watching for a B wave and a C wave down. Here again, quick reminder, you see that pattern. 3 waves down in wave A, 3 waves up in wave B, 3 waves down in C, 3 waves up in D, and ideally this E wave pullback is starting now, and it will be worth watching for support in this area. Again, this is not, if we break below 132, this is not an invalidation point, but it is the level that the price should hold to maintain a confident E-wave perspective. Below that level, okay, E-waves can sometimes go below. It's bear in mind, this is a corrective structure. It's not like a 1-2 setup. We're dealing with a D-wave up and possibly an E-wave down. So if it moves down now lower and we stay below the Monday high, which formed at $186, then this is the perspective I go with. So what would happen if we break out to the upside more directly? It depends. If we have something that looks a little bit like an E-wave, it could just be an extremely shallow E-wave. But overall, if we break out directly and we don't get something that looks like an E-wave, we might be in a different pattern, just a larger corrective structure, for example, an extended B-wave or something. So that's something to watch for. That's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.